Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast of three brothers trying to figure it all out, with your hosts Brandon, Colin, and Aaron. On this week's show, Sod Poodles. Greetings.
Hello.
What's up? What's new and exciting?
I had to go back to work. Wow, look at that.
What? That's crazy. Oh, sorry.
The snow days are over. Look at there.
Snowpocalypse done.
Yes, true. Snowpocalypse done. Only the vaguest traces of snow outside now. Had to go back to work.
So sorry.
Try to remember, what was I doing 2 weeks ago?
What are all my passwords? What is this key?
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's always the first thing to go. Like the Monday I was back, it's like I have to take attendance now.
Right.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
I can do that.
So we'll have to see like so we're at a snow days occurred at an interesting point. Like the first snow week was supposed to be like close. It was closer to mid-quarter, right? So it was supposed to be like progress report time, whatever, blah blah blah. And so like I sent progress reports home today.
Ooh.
But like the end of the quarter is like next week. So I don't know if they're gonna extend that a little bit. I don't really know what they're gonna do, because like, you know, I really didn't have very many grades in some of my classes, you know. so like,
Well, we did this.
third quarter is gonna get like, yeah, I get like, all right, here's your 5 grades, I guess. I don't know. Because that's all we did.
Right. Well, you know,
Whoopsie.
What are you going to do? Right? Like juice the grade book by doing more things? Like,
Well, I mean, I don't care. I'm just it's not me that I'm worried, because I literally don't care. But I don't know if like the administration is gonna be. I don't know if somebody's gonna see that and be like, "Why did you do literally nothing?" Like, we were out of school. What do you want? I don't know.
or you know, like if students or parents get freaked out because of a grade, but the grade looks worse than it is because there's not that many points in the grade book, you know, like I know that can come up too, but it's like, well, like it'll work out because you're going to have the points there eventually with all the makeup. But
Yeah, and then like fourth quarter, we only really care about the semester grade anyway, so like
right,
it'll balance out by then probably. So yeah, there is one, like some of the progress reports look a little bit weird because like the very first thing in there is like a quiz, and some of them didn't do very good. So like a handful of them didn't.
Yeah.
right.
So there hasn't been enough to bounce back yet. But we did a presentation today, so there's a bunch of points that most of them are going to get. Boom, right now.
Sure.
So that'll help that. And then in a few weeks, there's another one coming soon about severe weather, I think. So that one's coming soon too. Plus grade for that note binder that I'll put in a minute. So we'll see. But
Nice.
they're just like bad. Like right now, it's like, all right, there's nothing in here to progress because we were in the middle of working on a project, and then we went away.
Yeah.
And we came back, and I had to finish the project. Like,
Right, but you know, it's gonna be what it is.
Sure. I mean, I don't care. Somebody else might care.
Yeah. Again, you're not gonna.
Yeah. As long as my boss doesn't care, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I told him today. I was like, remember, your progress report can change. You don't like it. People that haven't turned in their assignments to me yet.
Anybody in particular, but I am looking at.
I'm looking at half of you. Not half of you. I'm looking at several of you right now.
Right. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yes. You will see some zeros. They don't have to stay there. Come on, we don't.
Oh, for that. You can
Yes.
make a change.
Yes. Well, that's the hard part about the 6th grade, right? We try to straddle the line between, 4th and 5th grade. It's like hand holdy, stay here during this time, sit with me, we do the thing.
Yeah.
And 7th grade, which is like, you don't have it? Okay. Right.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out ways to get them ready for that. Like, hey guys, that, because, one thing is like everybody is basically at school at 8:00 in the morning. School doesn't start till 8:15. So I'm like, that's time where if you need help doing my assignment, I'm just sitting here. You could come in. You could come and talk to me. Right? Like, during this we're still eating lunch in our classrooms. Everyone's just sitting there eating lunch. And if you want to, during lunch, you could come and just, it probably wouldn't even take all of lunchtime. Probably some of you, we could just get that done.
Right.
Nope, they don't come. So
guess who else is just sitting here eating their lunch?
It's me.
Hey,
it's me.
Here, buddy.
Surprise.
I'm me. I'm here.
Yeah.
I can help.
So it's part of it is that some of them are very good at picking up these cues, right? Uh-huh. Like a couple of, because some of them know that they're missing. Like, I didn't grade their assignment because there's maybe 5 questions and they had only answered 4 of them so far.
Sure.
It's like some of them like during special classes, like before they go to music, like, hey, can I swing by your room for like 5 minutes and finish that? Absolutely, you can. Hello, come on in. Right? They come in, they do it, they leave. Like, good job. All right, there we go.
Right. Well, that's the
so some of them are kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, you have to convince them. Like, it really doesn't take that much time to come in and do that. Yeah. Right? Like, it really doesn't.
Yeah, especially if it's a time like that where like I can just sit near you and you'd be like, hey, I don't remember where to look for this answer. I just go, how about this page? Right there.
Page 23.
Yeah. And then they just go, oh, okay, cool. Boom, done. Like, got it. Like, it's not.
Right.
No, we got to sit and talk to our friends or play dumb games on my iPad. I got to play 4x4 off-road racing, bro. I totally got to do that right now. I have to do that for the 6 minutes before class starts.
Right.
I have
never get any other time to do that.
Yeah, never ever in your whole life. Get out of here. I have to do it every possible second of the day.
I don't know what I'm going to be able to do it next. So
yeah.
You're going to take away my fun. Fun.
That's true. So yeah, that and there's a person that showed up in my room. There's a
supposed to show up?
Oh yeah. Well, they came by. They were like a student teacher lady.
Oh.
So she's doing her education classes.
Nice.
And it's just the ones where they have to observe some lessons and like maybe teach a lesson. So I've been working with her, getting ready to do our thing, getting ready to do one. Because, it's hard when you just show up in a random class. Like, I need to teach something.
Yeah.
When I did it, I got, okay, teach whatever you want. And like, that's not helpful. I don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
Because she's spending most of her time in the 5th grade classroom, but she has to have social studies, and they like alternate between science and social studies. And right now they're in their science thing. Oh. So she's doing all her science, language arts, and math in there. But they don't have social studies time currently. So they're like, hey, can she come see you? It's like, absolutely, come on down. Here we go. Get these. So I've been helping her with the, like, here's a lesson that we can do. It's like a 1-day little activity thing. Here's my stuff. Here you go. Teach that. That way we can fit it in literally anywhere you want. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Whenever you're available. It's pretty short. It's just like a 1-day thing. I was going to do it anyway. So you can just do that.
Ta-da.
Wait, so I've been Ebola Taco Shoes came in Monday for some observing. And she was like, it's really kind of weird because, in like math and language arts, I can help out and do stuff. She's like, I have no idea what you're doing. I was like, it's fine. It's just fine. She's like, I don't know anything about Egypt. I'm like, well, that's true. But think about it like, you could apply your language arts stuff, right? Because we're doing a lot of text evidence finding things right now in our project. We're in the middle of a big long, it's our who killed King, like how did King Tut die project thing, like mystery activity packet thingy. So it's basically like nonfiction text reading plus forming opinions / inferencing, right? So there's a lot of language arts skills that we're applying to our historical context. So you could just do that. It's like, it's fine. Just pretend it's language arts and it'll be okay.
Right. Well, it's amazing how important those basic concepts are to literally everything you do in life.
Yeah, it's almost like I spent a whole lot of time talking to the 6th grade language arts teacher, being like, what can I do to help with whatever it is you're doing in your classroom? What are the major skills? Oh, it turns out nonfiction text reading is one of the big focal points of 6th grade language arts, which is super handy for me because we can just kabam.
If only there was somebody who would need to focus.
It's literally social studies. That's what it is. So
okay. I feel really important now.
Yeah. So we do that. We've done lots of that stuff. So it's like helping. Boom. And they don't even know. Actually, they do know because I tell them.
Sure.
Because I say, sometimes they give me an answer. And I'm like, what would our English teacher think about that if she saw that? And they go, she wouldn't like it. It's like, and you think I do? Like, okay, fine. All right, more. Like, yes, you will. Yeah. It's like, imagine she looked at that. What would she say? She told me to do it again. Uh-huh. I know she would. So do it again. No, I'm just kidding. Add more. One paragraph in response to this, and like, can I write 2? It's like, yeah. Oh no, don't write 2.
Please stop. Please stop being so enthusiastic about writing.
Yeah, so I always tell them, I was like, if you want to do more, I am not going to stop you.
Right.
So,
well, some teachers would stop them and say, no, I asked for 2 paragraphs. You wrote 3. You didn't follow directions. You get a 0.
I always say at least 2.
There you go.
That way, if the mood strikes them, then they can add more.
Mm-hmm. Well, but I think that's, again, you're defining the minimum, not, and that way you're not grading on, because that always bothered me. They're like 2-page report. And I get that some teachers were like, I literally don't have the time to read. If everyone in my class wrote a 10-page paper, I wouldn't have time to read them. So they need to be relatively short. But it always hacked me off when it was like, I cannot make this 2 pages. It is 2.
He's like, I can definitely do this in 1 1/4 pages. Like, I don't.
Or me, I
can meet all your criteria in
more. For me, it was like, I can do 2.5, and I cannot cut anything out. And they'd be like, well, that's, it's on 2 pages, so it's minus,
I mean, technically it's 2 pages. It's on 2 pieces of paper. So, like.
So you're just gonna, well, this was before printing on front and back was really common. So
yeah, you didn't define this for me. Like,
okay, definitionally, what do you consider a page?
Yeah, that's what. Because I mean, all English papers used to just have to be front side only anyway when you printed them. So like,
right?
If I always was like, well, mine's on 2 pages. So I think that's good.
There are 2 physical pages on my
I have I'm handing you 2 pieces of paper. So don't tell me it's not 2 pages. Clearly is. Look.
The problem is.
Yeah. Well, and I try to do that just because, like, I try to say do at least this much because I know some kids are going to that's all they're going to be able to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the other ones that can do more oftentimes just will anyway. So it's not like putting a lid on them.
Sure.
Because especially in the 6th grade, I don't want to put lids on you. Like, oh no, stop doing work. Oh no, that's not what I want. Come on. That's why.
Right. You really want to encourage that.
Yeah, I try to leave him room for stuff. There's one girl who every single presentation she's done in my class in science and social studies all year long in some way has involved Dora the Explorer somehow.
What?
It's like an inside joke with that group of kids.
Oh.
Like it's a thing with them.
Okay.
And so she themes them. Like at the beginning of the year, we do our like dream vacation thing. And so she was like, she came up to me. She's like, can I do this presentation like I'm a travel agent? I was like, yes, of course, we talk about it. So it was like Dora Airlines. And then like later there was another one and it was like, I don't even remember what the other one, like everyone, it was like Dora, like something. And she ties them all together. It's like our airlines went out of business. So we started a bike tour service. It's like that.
She's all like in universe over there checking her.
Yeah, there's a whole universe that's going on. Today we did air pressure demos and they did a siphon, right? Because that's the air pressure pushing down on the water creates that pressure through the straw to push it down through and then it like starts it up, then gravity helps pull it through the rest of it. Mm-hmm. So they were Dora's plumbing service. And they were talking, she was giving me the stuff about how it all works and all that. And there's like pictures of Dora going through the straw on the thing. It was hilarious. It was so good.
Really awesome.
So I'm not going to stifle that. Are you crazy? Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. That kind of reminds me of I wasn't in 5th grade, but it was, when was this? I guess it was a senior when we had to give a report. Everybody had to read Beowulf and then write a report on it. And
I hated that one.
I hated it, but
mine was so negative. I don't like Beowulf. Okay. It's boring.
So here's what I did. I wrote it like I was a news reporter right after Grendel had attacked the hall. I was a news reporter covering the tragedy and the outfly, and I was like interviewing people. And
there we go. I like it.
And then I performed that in front of the class. I got to read that because I never liked book reports or story reports because it's like, what are you gonna? They were always so boring.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, my Beowulf paper was something about like I was super negative. I thought the whole story was really boring. Like I understand like why it's literarily important. I understand that. But like as a story, it's boring. So my senior paper was something about like how Beowulf is basically just ancient Superman. And he's really boring because he's just like, oh, I know how to solve the problem. I'll hit it harder. And then it like fixes itself. And like, wow, what great character traits you have, Beowulf. So cool. Like, so mine was very negative about the thing. I just remember liking it. One of my friends were there. She's like, are you really just going to write like this? Like, yes. I like it that little that I'm going to be like so negative in my thing.
Important here. Did you understand exactly how little I like this?
Yeah, it was terrible. I don't know. I did some cool book related things in my time. I remember, in 6th grade, we had to do the one where we had to dress up as the character. Did you do that?
Yes. And I dressed up as Hagrid from Harry Potter.
Oh, nice.
I wore Dad's green trench coat and carried his umbrella.
There we go. Yeah, definitely. in 6th grade, for some reason, I did a book report over The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Don't ask me why I read that book in 6th grade, but I did. And that's what I dressed up as. I dressed up as like an English gentleman with like a top hat. And like, it was great.
I love it.
And I remember we had to do another, like, that year there was like we had to do 4 book reports, but every one, like one per quarter, but they were all like different in some way. So like one of them was themed. One of my friends definitely read The Invisible Man and came to school in a trench coat with like ace bandages over his face. It was great. Like,
see, but you know, yeah, you can because you can do stuff like that, and you can pick up on, you can choose what you want to highlight on those things, right? And what I like is it doesn't pigeonhole students into doing one thing. So, or like, Hagrid, like that was a character that I connected with.
Yeah,
it was also
could have picked like literally 12 different ones,
right? Like I didn't have to go out and buy all of this stuff or anything.
Yeah,
I can do this one, so it makes it a little bit more, I think, accessible to a lot more students.
Yeah. And we did like a storyboard one, I remember, because I read Treasure Island for that. So I made like a black spot, and I made like a treasure map, and like aged it and put it on my thing, all that stuff. I never did that too.
Yeah.
But that's why we did the air pressure demos. Like this last one, it's like I gave him a menu and said, you have to pick one, and you have to bring all the stuff to do it. But it's like the stuff you need is like a straw, to some string, right? And I was like, I have tape. I have science, like plastic cups in my thing. So if you need a cup, I got that. Like you need to just find some like random stuff at your house. Right. Random stuff at your house can do all of these experiments.
Yeah. Well, that's
like,
yeah, you don't have to go out and again get specialized equipment or go to
a or if you do, you need to go to the dollar store and get like a balloon.
A balloon,
right? Like
here we go.
Yeah, like not like a big deal. So it's pretty good. That's why I like that one, because we don't need very many things, and I don't have to get like a ton of junk because I don't want to have all that. And I have like some extra stuff laying around. So if there's a kid who like absolutely could not get a straw, like it's fine. I can come up with a straw for you, but like I can't consistently come up with like millions of straws and all the stuff. So like I just right, because some of them are like, well, where did I get a straw? I was like, do you ever go out to eat? Like, yeah, save it.
Right.
Boom. Next time you go to McDonald's, just don't throw your straw away.
You now have a straw.
You don't have a straw to make a balloon rocket. There you go. Ta-da.
I think
you did it. Wow.
I think that kind of just resourcefulness and general awareness of the environment that you're in is really beneficial as you move through life, right? Because like I think that's just like, okay, I don't want to go I don't want to go and spend money, and even if I did, I don't want to buy a box of 7,000 straws. I just need a one, right? I just need one.
Yeah,
thing, right? It's like, oh, you're right. I can just get it from the store, or get it from I go get a drink or whatever. It's just I think that those kind of situational awareness skills are really important.
Yeah, so it was good. They went really good though today. They did really good. So I was impressed by them. So it was good. And we'll just finish up with start our new thing tomorrow and go from there. Try to figure out what our next thing is. So not bad, really. I think that's it. Don't know if there's anything else to say. Have a good school. Might be it. But,
I landed on sea shanty TikTok yesterday, and I have been
why?
I've been very happy.
There we go.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a belly of tea.
There's a few really good ones, and there's like a group of people that play video games and still sing.
Do they just play
sea shanties?
Assassin's Creed Black Flag? Is that what they do? They just sing along?
No, they play.
Okay, fair.
Which is kind of like an open world game, and they're like, there's some of them are like, hey, do you want us to sing songs to you? And people are like, sure, and they are like a professional group that literally sing.
So it's what's cool about it. So I'm following this guy. He's on YouTube too, called Nathan Evans, and the big song for him that's going around is called the Wellerman, and he's Irish, and so he's got the accent to sing these, and which makes it amazing.
Even better. Yeah.
And what the power of, so usually TikTok is very annoying. I scroll in there for about 3 minutes. I get really frustrated and then I get off. But what things
you
like
don't dance and
I don't do dances. Mostly I go on for political commentary and see what's going on and get my news from TikTok. So it's a lot of fun.
Fun is a
anyway.
We'll word.
Yeah. But
I'm very worried about your news. I'm scared.
We don't have a TV, so I think TikTok is a pretty good, replacement. Anyway, sea shanty TikTok. What I think. So here's the cool part about it. Because you can tag people and stitch together videos in the app, it really makes collaborations super, super easy. So, for example, he sang the main part in the song, and then all these like hundreds of other people contributed to it, singing the melodies, singing like the bass line, singing a tenor, singing a double bass, singing all these different components, playing instruments over it, so that now a month and a half on, it is like this fully produced and mastered piece of music with hundreds of contributors to it. And it's really neat to see the evolution of something like that over time as people add their own component to it or make their own twist on it and kind of make it their own, but still then share it back out. Because that's the other thing that you can do. You can take a sound, you can modify it, and then you can share it back out so people can also continue modifying it and creating it. So I don't know. I wasted a ton of time scrolling through all of these videos. But it was just
Colin's just like walking dogs, humming Spanish ladies. Right? It's just
I just because for something that is so ridiculous and like time consuming and time wasting, to have something at the end of all of this be just really, really neat and totally one off and could not have happened at any other point in time in history, to have this kind of thing produced and know that like that kind of collaboration is going on all the time in the background with musicians that are on TikTok. It's like, okay, that is really, really neat, because you're able to produce this and work with people from across the globe almost in real time as you modify it and make it stuff. And so yeah, Nathan Evans on YouTube there.
There you
and
go.
then of course I wound up listening to Dropkick Murphys by the end of it.
There we go. As you do, transition into
just this slow like the algorithms got me again.
Oh yeah, nailed it. Who doesn't love the spicy McHaggis jig? I know I do. That's okay.
I know. Oh,
that's pretty good. Oh, I forgot one more thing that I did. I'm adding some decoration to my room, right? In my classroom.
Yeah.
I've got some. I bought some flags to hang up so it's like, there's a startlingly large amount of diversity in my small, tiny, itty bitty school, right? So that I have kids from like at least 6 countries in my class, right?
Wow.
Or have had in the past. So I got little flags to hang up on the roof on my ceiling.
Yeah.
So I got like I got a U.S. flag and then 6 other ones. So to hang up there with them. So that's cool. It's exciting. So lots of like Central and South America and like Southeast Asia, right? So like I think I have a Mexico, a Guatemala, and then Vietnam, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar / Burma, right?
Yeah.
And then US. Yeah, that's it. So I ordered these flags on Amazon. They all come today, right? But they contained a bonus flag. And the bonus flag so thoroughly confused me. I have no idea why it's in there. I don't know what was going on.
No.
So the ones that I ordered were like, they're little, like the 1 foot by 2 foot, like small little flags to hang up,
Mm-hmm.
Then just randomly, I guess they're like, hey, this guy ordered a bunch of flags. We're going to put this one in there. It's a huge 3 foot by 5 foot flag of South Vietnam.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
And I have no idea why. I'm so confused.
It's almost like they kind of just have extra at the factory of that one, and they're like,
Like,
"It's a free flag. You ordered 6."
Yeah, no one's buying this one, so I just throw it in there. Like, what? So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I have this like giant
Oh, I love it.
flag of a country that doesn't exist anymore. Like, interesting, I guess. Like,
So why? Unless they were.
I don't know.
Why? What? In what context would you need to make sure you had a South Vietnam flag?
I don't know. Maybe it's I have no idea. Maybe it's because they're like, well, he got Laos and Vietnam, so we'll just throw this one in for free. Like,
The trifecta.
but yeah, Myanmar, got all these other Southeast Asian countries. We'll just throw this one in. We got laying around. Like, what?
Might as well. Like,
yeah, I guess so. I don't really know what I'm going to do with that. It's just sitting in the box right now. Like, I don't know. So that was the other weird thing that happened to me this week. Is I got this random thing in my order of flags from Amazon. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I don't understand.
What? I don't either.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I knew there was something else I was forgetting. Aaron, what have you been up to?
Yeah.
Well, baseball season has started, so that's we got some plans to go see some major league games coming up. Hopefully, if the thing settles down, some pandemic.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit.
That's happening. So that's happening. Work is still terrible. I think as far as like no real developments or anything like that.
No random flags of countries that don't exist anymore. You don't have like.
No, I did order I sent a Snapchat to Colin. I ordered a plant shelf, and there was from Amazon, and super cool, super easy to put together. However, it came with a glove.
One?
Which
mystery glove.
Yeah, this it's just and glove singular. No, like, but it looked like someone had it on their hand, took it off.
Oh no!
Boxed it up.
And
It's so creepy.
it just boxed it up. So I like it's not like I don't know if it's like dirty or anything. It's
What
just
kind? Like a work glove, like a mitten, like what?
No, it honestly kind of looks like a gardening glove, or a.
Well, they figured.
It's kind of like those. Imagine those gray gloves that Dad has. That he's but red. So, and so it was just there, and I called customer service with Amazon. I was like, "Hey,
Two employees wear red gloves."
I ordered this. And they're like, "Oh, did you get it?" And I was like, "I did. However, I didn't order a glove." And she's like, "Huh?" I was like, "So I mean, yeah. So we're you and I are thinking of the right page here. So I'm like, yeah, there's a glove in here. She's like, that's weird. I was like, I mean, it is because I didn't order a glove. But it was just so like, she's like, well, I have no idea what to do with it. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do with it either. So like, what? Like, well, just throw it away. And I was like, well, I was going to. I wasn't going to keep it. I thought there was just, I was just so befuddled. I was like, hey, I've never had an issue like this before, and I didn't exactly know what to do. So I'm just going to call and tell you that there's a glove in my box. And she's like, what? And I was like, see, exactly. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's weird. Maybe they figured, well, he ordered a plant shelf. He needs a gardening glove, clearly. They just...
Well, that's another weird thing. Like it came with like this tiny little like shovel and a little rake. And it came with like a little like tiny like spade.
What?
Like itty bitty thing.
For the gnomes?
That looks like it looked like it came from it just looks like it, like, oh hey, you're gardening. Let's just find everything that gardeners use and just shove it in this box. And that's pretty much what they did. They just put all this gardening stuff in this box. And so I'm like, help? I don't know what to do.
That's really bizarre
in this situation. The customer service lady was like, I don't know what to do either. Just throw it away. And I was like,
we could wash it and garden with it.
Keep it, but I didn't want to. And so, yeah, it just. I remember just like, oh man, my package is really cool. Why is there a glove?
Okay, so I have a follow-up question. How is a plant shelf different from a shelf?
So this one's like one of those like tiered level kind of things. It's designed to maximize sunlight in like weird places, which it's not like really that weird, but it's underneath one of our windows. But it's got it's like a top. Imagine like honestly, imagine like one of those big cat towers, but like made of wood and has like little shells on it. So
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the best way I can describe it, because it's nothing gigantic. It's nothing like uber fancy, but it's just like a little tiered shelf that you can put
Sweet
plants on it. So yeah, like it's super.
What kind of plants are you're taking after Dad? I see. What type of plants are you going to put on your plant shelf? And are you going to remember to water them?
So this is Shelby's garden. I will get back. I will get with her and to distinguish what plants they are. I definitely cannot tell you what kind of plants they are. They are just green and they are plants. So they're on this shelf.
But you are going to remember to water them. Not like Dad.
Yes.
Okay.
So
good start already. Look at that.
Fancy.
So yes, we've had these plants for a good while, and they're all relatively still alive. So they're still cooking
for now. Start the timer.
Yeah, so they're still going pretty good. They're still doing plant things.
Photosynthesizing.
So, that's a bonus, I guess. Yeah, I got really. I thought it was going to be bigger, and this also kind of ties into with one of our few weeks ago specials. But I kind of got fascinated with watching like people make unique like aquariums. So I wanted to get like a little bitty aquarium to put on top of it. But this thing is significantly smaller than what I thought it was. I was like, well, if I put a plant thing on there, or if I put some form of aquarium, either it'd just be like a little beta fish thing, like it will fall apart. Operation plant/fish holder has been put on hold temporarily.
Why?
Bigger shelf.
Oh, okay.
Because the thing that I got is
okay, you need a bigger one. So what I think you need to do is get another one, put it slightly over here. So you have a nice little 2-level effect and a little path running between them. I think that would be nice.
I'll send you a picture tomorrow of all this stuff because like all of them are by the window, and so they like they're applicable for more plants. It's just kind of having.
That's true. Well, the water would be way too heavy for the top anyway, probably. So
yeah,
someday.
And that's why I was kind of wanting like a little beta fish because like
it's smaller.
Those tanks are kind of not the biggest, so you don't need a whole heap of water. But then I'm looking at like other.
You gotta start somewhere. So little ones with little teddy fish.
Operation
fish. Fish.
Plant fish.
Aquascape. Operation Aquascape.
Work, so.
There you go.
Yeah. So. But yeah, those are still in effect or operation. That is, but yeah, that's kind of been the event of our week. Like I said, baseball season kicked off last week. Our spring training started, and got games coming up, and so that also kind of wanted me to look into the different levels of baseball, majors, AA, AAA, kind of all that stuff. And I found new amusement of like looking at like minor league team names because so some of them are like here we go. So some of them are like you get the majors, the pros, the Cardinals.
Then you have the boring minor leagues, the Springfield Cardinals. Good job, guys. Real clever.
So, if I do, hold on here. So I just want to go through. Something just briefly. I'm only going to do a few, but I just want you to bear with me. My favorite, or one of my favorites,
the what?
Sorry, Sod Poodles.
Aaron, I need you to back up just one more time.
Yeah, it's a prairie dog.
The what?
Amarillo Sod Poodles.
Amarillo Sod Poodles?
Yes. I like how he says yes. Like, so matter of fact, like clearly.
No.
Yeah, Colin. Duh. So we got the Sod Poodles, which is my all-time favorite.
How do you walk around in public with a hat that says Sod Poodles with a straight face? Like, how do you do that?
Well, I have been looking at hats, and
what does this shirt look like?
Let me get to my other favorite.
I don't want to know.
Oh, so let me get through this first.
Oh no!
I'll look at the picture of the Sod Poodles. We'll get un momento. So we got, which they're the AA affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay, so deserty, I got it. Got the Augusta GreenJackets. Okay, not bad. All right. Okay, so still in the
that's a golf thing, right?
Not terrible.
Yes. That's a golf reference.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
We have the Jacksonville jumbo shrimp.
The menacing jumbo shrimp. Obviously, very very frightening.
So, then we have one of my all-time favorites, Biloxi Shuckers, and it is a picture of a clam. And you said before, Aaron, how could anyone wear a picture of a clam on their head? Well, I say to you, inquisitive ones, because I have two hats. So then we have
we made it over a year on the podcast, and I guess that.
Do they say shuck? Yeah, because they should. That's what they should say. You can have one for free, pea shuckers.
Or has a picture of the clam on it. Okay, so let me find the name that I can't say for some reason. Because Colin won't let me.
I shall not do that.
I am
fine.
Fine. No.
whenever you wake up in the morning, there's two questions you need to ask yourself: how old it is, how cold is it outside, and where's my sod poodle hat? In which I will tell you.
Not gonna do that.
Is there?
The one that I know.
Do you say that because there is a temperature at which it is too cold to wear a sod poodle hat?
Well, it's one of the ones we think you know, but
You just gotta try it out at every single one.
Okay.
my
He hasn't found the limit. That's
brothers who doubt my sod poodleness. That's an hat that I like. And there's another one. But yeah,
The annoying part about the Augusta GreenJackets is GreenJackets is one word. Oh no!
why. That's
Why would
wrong.
Why would you do that? Oh, that's
Illegal.
That's almost
You
as
can't do-
disturbing as sod poodles. I mean, that's weird.
It is.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
So who else? Who are also some of my other
What on
favorite?
earth am I
random
looking
ones?
at? What in the?
Don't.
Ironbird, Sea Dogs, Barons, Dash, Ballers. There we go. Hillcats, White Caps, which are
That makes sense, I suppose. The what?
Rubber Ducks.
You say rubber ducks?
Rubber Ducks.
Oh dear.
Naturals, Omaha Storm Chasers, the Sugarland.
Okay. My.
Here's my favorite: the Cedar Rapid.
Oh no, not corn kernel, like KER. As opposed to the other way that you spell kernel that doesn't make any sense. Like, why is there an L in this word? What's happening? That doesn't say kernel. Get out of here.
Yeah. So there's copious amounts of ones in there. So I've just been fascinated because sometimes they pick up like new teams to be affiliated with some major teams.
Oh, Aaron.
Hello?
Aaron.
He's gone.
He just went peace.
Yeah, in mid sentence. I was waiting. So like, what? Wait. Okay.
I returned.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Good. I accidentally swiped on my phone and my stuff cleared. But yeah, it's just so sometimes the major teams will pick up like a new affiliate of something, and most of them will be like, "Oh, how's this team?"
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole like, "Oh, what is this team called?" It's Sod Poodles.
The literal anythings. You could just like put any two words together, apparently, and you have a minor league baseball team name.
But that's just another little fun thing that I've been looking up since getting rolling into baseball season. Oh, what's this team called? Sod Poodles. So, or wait, hold on. Where's my favorite? You're not gonna. Right,
oh no, there's more.
I'm gonna say.
Not okay with it.
I'm gonna say the first part,
Okay.
and I want you to guess. So it's gonna be the town, then blank. So Portland.
Flying fishes.
Close. Pickles.
But what?
Why pickle?
Yes. The Portland Pickles.
Portland flannel shirts.
Just saying it more
Portland
times
pickles.
doesn't help me understand it more.
Does it need to be more times? It's just
Is it? Is Portland denizens? Is Portland known for pickles? Is this a thing? I don't know the answer to this question. I need help. I need clarification.
We don't.
I mean, I've never
we
been
don't
to Portland,
need
so I
to
can't.
know this. It's just
No, now I must know.
where
Like,
we
that's
find
so
ourselves
specific.
currently.
Like, is Portland like a secret mecca for pickles that I didn't know about? Like, what?
Well, if you also, it's also
Right.
kind of one of the things where I found them on Twitter first and just became kind of like a fan of just because
Just the name.
some of their tweets that they throw out there. Another day, another dill.
Ugh.
No, that's not okay.
Our season now starts in 99 days, and we're relishing that.
Why? Why would you do that?
I'm imagining that like they just go way too much into this. Like their concession stand only sells pickle related items. Like you can't. That's it. It's just like dill pickles, like pickle flavor candy, like pickle juice, like pickled popcorn. Like that's it. Nothing else.
You know they do.
With all the
like, there's no hot dog. It's just a pickle, like a dill pickle on a bun.
Here's one of my favorites that one of the main reasons I started calling them. With all the snow in Portland, we're thinking about taking a trip somewhere tropical. And they went underneath it. It says, "Whoops, autocorrect." We typed tropical and meant to type tropical. The intern who sent the tweet will be promoted immediately. And then I was
Stupid.
Ouch.
Amazing.
You say that, but I don't.
And so that's been my little, thing recently of like, what new sports team can I, look into here? Wow, Portland Pickles.
Apparently, it's the Portland Pickles.
You're welcome. So, if you're from Portland and you're a fan of our podcast, please send a Portland Pickle hat.
No, don't do this. Don't
encourage him.
There.
Not okay.
Is not happening. No, thank you. We were fine.
So that's been. You asked how my week was. I told you.
There you go.
Now I'm really.
So, listeners, you can, however, comment somewhere on one of our social medias. We want to know your favorite ridiculous team name. That's what we want to know for sure. Do you have a favorite?
Yeah.
Are you now a favorite? Is the Portland Pickles now your favorite, or are you? Do you have your own favorite? We want to know. What your favorite team name?
This is where we've landed. Okay,
it's called audience engagement, Colin. Come on,
right? Sorry.
Get with it.
Okay,
not all of us are singing sea shanties on TikTok. I just want to hear other people's favorite sport team's name.
We could be
over under on how many people are going to comment the banana slugs. That's what I really want to know. I want to know.
Yeah.
None of them.
That's
Can you guys
international entries. Welcome. I'm really excited to see what some international flavor ones are going to be. They're going to be great, I bet. So I want to.
Oh, if you really want a fun time, you can look at a Japanese baseball name.
Oh, no.
There you go.
Stop it. Aaron, how deep did you go? I'm really concerned here.
Very, apparently.
All of it. Yeah.
I need some distractions from work.
That's fair. That is fair.
Fair enough.
Oh my goodness, it's great.
I love it.
Again, you asked.
I did ask. That's true.
Never asking again.
How now? Come on.
Fine. Open. I'm glad that makes you happy.
Oh, good.
I love it.
I do. Did a moment to recover from that. That was a little much.
I guess which one of those is going to be the episode title.
Perfect. Oh, that hurt me. Oh, the other exciting thing I did do this week, of course, was look at literally every piece of information I could get about the Perseverance landing on Mars.
Oh,
wow. So good. It's so cool. I don't know. It makes me really happy. The pictures already are amazing. The fact that the microphone works is fantastic too. That was good. I like that.
I don't know. it's one of those things like, oh, I'm glad we have this, but it kind of reminds me, if you put a microphone out in the middle of the woods, like, ooh, look at the sound or listen to the sound of the forest. But if all of a sudden you just heard hello, you'd be like, oh my god,
Yeah, like, yeah,
oh my god.
so that's kind of sweet. I did not know about the oxygen generation experiment that was on it. I missed that somehow in all the hubbub about the helicopter and the geology sampling and the new like auto drive technology. I missed the oxygen generation, which is like the coolest thing ever. So what the
No, I missed that too. Tell us more.
So currently, like the International Space Station, right? They make oxygen through electrolysis, where you split water, right, to make hydrogen and oxygen,
right?
And then they have to combine it with a carbon waste gas to create methane, and they vent the methane. But then you're losing a ton of molecules out to space, right? And then you have to ship up water. It's a whole thing. So this has a little box, and what it does is it splits carbon dioxide molecules into oxygen and carbon monoxide.
Whoa.
Yeah. So they can just like generate oxygen from carbon dioxide in the atmosphere on Mars.
Which it has lots of. So
it does. So like
oh.
Well, they were talking about one future possibility is they could send like a rocket to land there that just has one of these in it. And then when it lands, it would just like turn on.
Yeah.
And so it would start filling this huge like cavity with just oxygen, just hanging out, doing stuff. So people could like show up and just like go in there and just like what? That's so cool.
Well, and don't they also use it oxygen in the as propulsion?
Yes. So it would also be able to generate fuel to leave.
To come back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah. It's cool. And apparently the process has the ability to be like super efficient. It's like low energy, like it doesn't just like whatever. And yeah. So yeah, they can also use it to create fuel for the return trip. So they can send off stuff back, which is like great because being able to generate your own fuel to blast off the surface is kind of a big deal, right? So
yeah, man, think about just leaps and bounds of what that is ahead of like the ideas I know they had early on. We're like, oh, we'll set up these domes and we'll be terraforming and we'll populate it with plants and we'll do all this stuff. And we'll grow algae back.
Well, I mean, that would be cool too.
Well,
but like, if you could like set up a dome and then just like bap one of these generator things in there,
have a little box, yeah,
boom, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like
amazing.
That would be your start for something like that. Because I mean, theoretically, you could start building like big dome things, right? Like later. But yeah, to start with, you could get those that were just set up, or they could be robot assisted setup, and then just have a couple of those suckers and just turn them on, and then just blam, you just start generating oxygen before anybody ever shows up. So it's like a little welcome mat for later when people oxygen. Land, Yeah, I think it's cool. And then, well, I mean, the plant thing is still cool because then you can still, farm a little bit, get some other things going on there.
Yeah,
the other benefit of plants, but you need that process started because it would take way too long for the plants to do it all by themselves. So you need to start that process somewhere. But I think that's really cool. So I thought that was really exciting. I was like, what? How did I was watching the live stream and the landing and all that stuff. And then they were talking about the thing on the sides of the rover. And I was like, wait. What?
Back up.
How did I miss this?
We really need to back up right now, right?
Yeah. So I've read stuff about the new camera and all the like geology science it's going to do and all the new like driving stuff and the redesigned wheels and all this stuff. And then like the little core sample drilly thing, which is cool. And yeah, I just missed the I missed the oxygen. Oh, and the helicopter. The best part. I probably got too distracted with the helicopter.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I remember years ago when that design first came out and watching that on the Discovery Channel, right? And seeing them talking about this concept of using a helicopter to land a rover and being like, that's insane. Like, you talk about science fiction, using a helicopter on Mars to land a rover remotely, right? Like, now it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, they haven't done it yet. They have just a little drone helicopter they have to fly.
Right.
But yeah, even the sky crane that they used to land it with.
Right.
Like, I remember that first design came out. I was like, there's no way.
Right.
That's crazy. And then, you thought sky crane, buddy. Like,
that's insane. Yeah.
Which is by far a much more efficient system than they used to. Like, well, what if we just put a lot of bubble wrap on it and dropped it? That could work, right? Like, we'll just bounce it down. And then they wonder why a lot of the early rovers broke. Like,
well, no,
I wonder.
Yeah, they were like, oh, what if we just crashed it into the surface and see if it's would that be okay?
Surely,
okay?
It's totally fine.
Yeah. You should talk about that with your students whenever you're trying to protect the egg or whatever. You know, when you're dropping it from height.
Yeah, from an egg drop one.
Like, this is how space engineers used to try and land rovers on Mars.
Yeah. What if we crash it real soft though? Like,
as soft as we can. Right. What's the worst? Is that fine? We're cool with that.
Just like a little bit of crashing. Just like a little
tiny bit of crashing. Or a lot. We don't.
Yeah, or a lot. It's hard to know for sure. Like, we can.
Yeah, I know they had the one. I think it was the last one that had the inflatable balloon. Right thing where like it inflated right before it hit or whatever.
Not the last one. That was a while ago.
Yeah,
that was a few ago. But
yeah, I remember that was one of them. Right, you talked about the inflatable bubble wrap, and then it had to
and it was like bounce around and then like deflate. Like there it was. You're like, that's a plan, I guess.
Sure, go for it, guys.
That's what's really cool. The sky crane is rad, though. That's really awesome.
Oh, it is.
And then, I don't know. The little drone helicopter thing is just so cool. First of all, it's an important side note. Did you know that the batteries that are on that sucker are made by a firm in Missouri?
No.
Boom. Yes. There we go. I forgot where it is now. I read it the other day. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, they're made in Missouri. Made in Missouri batteries on Mars, baby. Look at that.
Boom.
Kapow.
Love it.
But it's so cool. It's cool for two reasons. Right. Number one, like I was reading or I was watching the live stream after it landed, and somebody asked the flight engineer lady who's kind of in charge of the helicopter mission, like Ingenuity, is that what's called? Yeah. Like, oh, what is your main science mission for the Ingenuity helicopter? And she was like, to make sure it flies. That's it. It's a proof of concept.
Right.
We want to make sure it works. And then
use it. Right.
Use it. And we hope to get some sweet pictures. And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sweet. So that's cool. And I'm also like, for some reason, it just makes, it's called Eagle Picture Designs. They're near St. Louis. So there you go. They're the battery people. It makes me like immensely happy that like the Perseverance rover has like a little friend that's like hanging out on Mars.
Oh my gosh. I'm lonely.
Right? I just think it's cool. I think it's neat. I don't know.
Or
kind of fun, right?
Perseverance is going to watch his little helicopter buddy go up and like come screaming back down and slam.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be good. I really hope that because they're not going to be able to fly it for a while because it's got to power up like real slow.
Right. And yeah, go through all the checks and
it only has limited flight life because it takes a lot because they have to spin those rotors like mega fast because the atmosphere is so thin.
Right.
That they need to spin the rotors way faster than normal. And they also have a really steep angle. I was looking at them. They're like a really harsh angle to try to generate lift in that atmosphere.
Right.
So we'll see. I hope it works. That'd be really cool. I'm excited for when that sucker goes too. That'd be great.
Well, it's amazing to see the progression of Mars rovers over time, and just think of how much, like, we're talking about all this stuff that's packed into this one, and it's like 5 times the size as the first rover, or first thing that was landed on Mars.
It's big. It's like a big truck, like
2,300. It's like over 2,000 pounds or something.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Right.
But yeah, like the first ones were like, well, the very first Mars rovers they weren't rovers.
Right.
They just like landed.
There were more vers.
Yes. Just like a probe. It was just like,
right.
Here I am.
Mars probe.
Okay.
I remember. Yeah, you're right. That was what they would use, because they would just slam it in and start getting some signals back.
Yeah. And so they have those. And then they started with the ones, I don't remember the other ones' names, the early ones, but they were small and pretty limited, and they kind of worked some, right? And then I think really the big break was the last one, the Curiosity. That thing is a monster.
Right.
Well, it's just
I remember the saga that they went through with its solar panels, right? And right, because they landed 2 and 1, right? Didn't they land 2 and 1?
Was it? They're close together, I think.
Right. Yeah, and because they were supposed to both be operating simultaneously, but Curiosity's was landed in such a way that it the dust wasn't covering its solar panels, so it was actually able to continue to power and keep moving on.
But the other one did. Like, they had, that's the other problem. Some of them, especially with some of the early probes too, like they could still be working, but they have been dust covered, and so they're kind of like shut down. So that's annoying. But like, yeah, like the Mars. Oh, the Sojourn. That's the one. And the Pathfinder. The Sojourn and Pathfinder. That's the double one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. And then Spirit. That's the one that landed in like 2003. Yeah. Those are cool. But yeah. And some of them have just like stupid long, like, they lasted like way longer than I thought they were going to. And so that's just kind of the cool history about that stuff, is like how those little things are up there, and the progression, like you said, from like real tall, like small, like coffee table sized things to like truck driving around on Mars.
really is game changer. Do you think of just like capabilities and overcoming? Because I know several of them were like, well, we can't. It's small, so if we encounter a boulder field or like small rocks,
done.
We're here. We're going to be here, right?
Yeah. Well, and they were saying that this one really benefits a lot from just a huge leap in like self-driving technology in the last like 5 years.
Oh, sure.
Right. Whereas like Curiosity, it has to go like real slow, and it has to have a lot of input from the drivers here, right? Kind of looking at the camera, slowly planning out what's going on, taking it real little by little. Whereas this thing has like the ability to just be like, no, I'm going over there. Bye. Gone. Like, so it's not like speedy by any means, but like it doesn't have to stop, and but processing time for it to make decision on what to do and how to travel and all that stuff is like much, much, much faster. So they're predicting that it will be able to travel much further distances just because it doesn't have to stop so much and think about stuff. So that'll be real cool too. See how far it can go, and just kind of that new environment, because it's a different place. It's like a lake bed, right? Like it's pretty different from where the other ones have been hanging out. So it's a pretty varied location. So hopefully there's some cool stuff in the future for it. Checking out things.
Yeah, because I know some of them try to land in craters or near mountains So I think this will.
Yeah.
I don't. It different locale. So wait and start seeing. But no, it's very exciting.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. So I'm already excited about all the stuff that I saw. Like I saw the first panoramic picture today. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
So that's pretty cool. So I look forward to seeing some of that stuff too. So I just like that. I don't know. I'm a sucker for that stuff. I think it's really just interesting. Like space exploration's always been a thing. I'm like, that's so awesome. Like really nerdy. Like I love it. So I'm just excited about that. Just it's like part of it's like the tech side of like that's literally so cool that you can actually do that. Right. And then the other side, I was like, oh man, there's something else on Mars. It's awesome. And then some of the, the other missions they plan, all that stuff, it's just cool stuff to look forward to. I think it's just really interesting and neat. So I was excited about that this week. Or, yeah, last week when it landed. And it's been following that.
Yeah,
what,
no.
What is?
Like, go ahead.
What's the time delay from here to there of them pulling it?
Oh, so like the signal delay? It's several minutes. It's like what, like 10 minutes, something like that, I think.
I think it's up there. Actually,
something like that.
Minutes, yeah.
Which is, I think, 7 to 10 minutes, perhaps. I think that's something like that. And that's another reason that Curiosity would be so slow, because they would have to when it would get stuck, they would send it a signal. They have to wait forever for it to get there, process, go through the thing. It would do the thing. They would see what happened, which is it's got to beam the information back. So they're just waiting like 20 minutes to be like, okay, that didn't work. Something else.
Right. Well, yeah.
So that input delay is like really, I bet it's awful to sit there and try to work through that. It's going to be so taxing.
Yeah. You're talking about, trying to do problem solving in quote real time, but you're on a 20-minute delay if you're having to send a message there, wait for it to act, and then get a report back from it to see what happened. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that again, that's another cool thing. But that does make it tricky when they start talking about other missions to like Titan. Have that mission plan for like Titan. That's way further away.
Yeah. Well, that's where that, by the time those get sent out, imagine what the AI is going to have for driving and for problem solving. That's going to have to be on board, right? Because doing problem solving and quote driving is going to be basically impossible to do with those distances.
Yeah, it's going to have to just like do all its thing and then like send uploads sporadically. Like, here's the stuff I'm doing. Bam. Like upload packet that takes good grief, an hour or two to show back up. Like
right. Just so FYI.
Yeah. Here's how it's going. Boom. Yeah. So that is one of the big crazy issues, is that the delay in that just signal chain. Yeah. I can only imagine how rough that is to deal with. Well,
yeah. No, I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. Can't wait to just see what kind of things come of it and what the next one's going to be. It's always one of those things of like, this one's really cool. Imagine what the next one's going to be when they learn and adapt from this, especially the helicopter and the technology that they.
Oh man,
like that. There's a lot of cool opportunities that they can start doing with that.
Yeah, I think so. Especially with the flying thing, I think that could open like potentially so many doors for just like long distance exploration, just like more like photo surveys of landscapes that you could get closer up than like satellite stuff than the orbiters can, and like much more. Yeah, plus like land, take off, land, like take pictures, do like, just geologic surveys or just like, like map making surveys of the area. It's like, okay, here's what it looks like. Let's go over here, check this place out.
Right.
Looking at different geologies, looking at different, just physical features and getting there quickly so you can hit a bunch of them in time.
I'm sure, just working in tandem too with the rover itself.
Yeah.
Being able to better map out paths and ways.
Well, that's true.
Areas,
I didn't think about that.
Go, okay, because you're talking about just high
vantage point.
Yeah, high vantage point and going. I'm able to do a very close analysis of this, a lot of detail as opposed to a satellite. So the amount of telemetry and a lot of analysis that you could do with these things that are taken, maybe 20 feet off the ground versus up in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
there's a lot more data there.
That's true.
For the rover to feed off of to work around. So yeah, it just does. Those kind of things just open up a lot more possibilities, not just for modes of transportation, but for working together and combining systems. So you get a lot more, bang for your buck, I guess, because both of them are there.
Yeah, that's true. 2 for 1 deal. So they can do double duty. So yeah, you could offload some of the science from the driving rover to something that's flying around. Right. And it could be like a little base where it could fly out and then, it could be like a little mini like helipad, right? You could come back and land on it.
And recharge,
upload information to be sent out from the rover,
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. Just kind of working together where it comes back and then it lands on it. Kind of, stows like a little mini like aircraft carrier almost, and then it can charge up, wait, then next mission, whenever it's good to go, it can like relaunch, go out, fly off, do its thing, come back, dock up for all that stuff. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Because that's the problem with some of those, they have to be so light that they can't hold enough battery. They can't like generate electricity like the rover can. But the rover can be the platform that does that. So its like big nuclear generator can create all this electricity, and then in conjunction with like solar panels and all that stuff to capture that, to charge up that little drone, and then it could send it off, come back. That's a really cool idea. I really like that. It makes me happy. I want that. I want that. Just lands on it. That'd be cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll call it quit there.
All right.
Go for sleep. Oh man. Well, you guys have a good rest of your week.
Give it a shot. You too.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Thank you. We've met. Okay.
Love you too.
I love you too.
Bye.